Hey Mindset community, Dr. Ellen here, coming to you today with your next workout. Okay, this week's theme is in the face of challenges. So all sorts of things about that topic. And today is remembering that challenges are what changes you. So today, I was even challenged to do a workout in my house. So today, I'm in my basement, and I'm going to show you all the cool things that you can do, real life, real time, even with a cat, letting you know what you can do in your own home to make this fun and safe and usable based on what you have around you. So I'm in my basement. We just put our kids down for bed, and I'm going to show you real life how this all goes, okay? Because we're not always in a big, pretty, fancy gym, and we're not always in a nice barn. So, we always have stuff, though, that we can do with what's around us, all right? So let's go ahead and get going. I love this challenge. Hopefully you guys feel challenged throughout the workout today. We're going to start with our familiar kind of can-based warm-up. And so people ask me, okay, what if I don't have cans of stuff because I don't eat canned food? So right here, I have a candle left over from Christmas. It smells fantastic, but I'm going to use a candle in one hand, and then I'm actually going to use this is kind of fun. This is MCT oil. So for those of you who don't know what MCT oil is, it's a very concentrated version of coconut oil. So it's medium chain triglyceride oil, and it's a very good fat to put into smoothies and things like that. Just use it nice and slow if you've never used it before, because it can have what's the best way to put this? Speeding up of your digestion if you are not familiar with this product. So go slow. And it doesn't necessarily have to be this particular brand. That's not what we're saying at all. I'm just saying literally I went to my closet and or my cupboard and I picked out stuff that I had readily available. Okay, so we're going to begin with our can warm-up, 30 seconds or so of each movement. I'll walk you through everything. After that, we're going to get into our mobility work and some hip and thoracic mobility. You'll find that going on quite a bit this week. That'll be a little bit of a theme. And then we're going to actually do some kettlebell simulation work. And you'd be shocked at how much work you can do and how much cardiorespiratory kind of response that we can get with barely any movement of your feet when we put it in a particular format and do particular movements. So I'm super excited to share that with you today. And then finally, we're going to end with a little bit of a cool down. And as you know, we started some handstand and this weight bearing progression through the upper extremities. And so we're going to finish out with that as well. Okay. So I'm so happy to have you guys here. So go ahead and grab your candles, your cans, whatever you have. And we're going to hold on to those both hands here in 4 seconds, okay? So go ahead and start walking and jogging. So make sure that's nice and loud for everybody. Walking and jogging in place. I'm going to show you this chair here in a minute, but we're just walking and jogging for now. Okay, it feels very different in here. I kind of like it. It's nice. It's a lot warmer than the barn, but it's still pretty chilly in a Michigan basement this time of year. All right, so 10 more seconds. And then we're going to go into some lateral movement, okay? So for me, I'm probably going to be able to get 2 steps in behind maybe 3. So do what your space allows. As you know, you can walk this lateral piece, or you can start jogging this lateral piece. You do what you can, right? And even if you only have 2. That's fine. Just warming up lateral tissues. After this, you've got grapevine. So we've got no excuses, right? 2 seconds. Okay, starting in grapevine. Okay? Woohoo! Here we go, quick feet. If you are holding some kind of a liquid, make sure that's screwed on nice and tight. We definitely don't want to spill MCT oil. Number 1, it's very expensive. And number 2, it's really good stuff. It'd be a total waste. And I think that oil will probably stain my floors. All right, so now we are going to hold one hand, opposite foot, reach to the floor. Okay? If you can press it overhead, go ahead and do so. Touch the floor and come up. Touch the floor. Come up. 5 seconds or so. Let's get her done. Okay, we're gonna switch legs. So I'm going right leg, left hand. Okay? And these are about the same weight. So, but if you need to, if one is substantially different than the other, you could have always switched hands here to keep it even. That's okay too. After this, we're doing our leg reaches, forward, sideways, and backwards. Remember, you can walk this, you can jog this, whatever you want. We've talked about as well the variations here. You don't have to go to the floor. Front, side, back, together. Now you can also speed that up. Ooh, ooh. That was close. It's a good thing this is carpet and not my barn, which is concrete. Good. Okay, going to the other side. After this, we've got chest press, front, side, back, together. Chest press, standing on one leg. After this, and then we've got overhead. Woo-hoo-hoo. Almost done, 3 seconds. Good. Balancing on our left, we're gonna punch forward 30 seconds. Remember, if you need that kickstand for balance, go ahead and take it, but if you don't, get it up there. Just make sure the majority of your weight is on your left foot. Good job. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. After this, we're balancing right and you're pressing overhead. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Now, even if your weights are a little different here, like we said, this isn't perfect. Do what you can, switch them every single time if you want. Just get them relatively close, but if they're not, just switch hands. It's not a deal breaker, especially during warm-up. If we were working on strength, or it's a little bit more particular, there's a whole little fun mathematical equation that goes into that. So if they're not equal now, it's not a big deal. All right, we are walking or jogging in place. This is round 2 of our warm-up. You notice I switched hands? Just to keep it even. No big deal. All right, 15 seconds. After this, we have our lateral movement. Again, walking or jogging that. 5 seconds. Okay, lateral movements. I'm gonna go behind my chair. We're gonna need this here in a little bit. You'll notice I'm staying a little lower than I was last time, a little more athletic, a little more of that ready position. Starting to get my body prepared. Good, grapevine is next. Remember, you can walk this, walk it, or you can jog it. Go for safety. Remember, we're going front and behind. You know, quick feet. Get that body twisting. Allow that rotation. That's part of the reason for this grapevine, is to warm up rotation at your spine and your pelvis, hips, all that. All right, balance left, touching right. Here we go. Remember, you can push it overhead if you want. This is just warm up. Good. Other leg, we're doing right leg, left hand. Remember when we talked about bending at the pelvis, right? The hips, excuse me. Don't bend at your spine. So if you find yourself not being able to go as far because your hamstrings are tight or something like that, just don't go down as far. Just go to there, making sure that motion stays in the hips. Okay, after this we have our legs. Front, side, back together. Remember, we can walk this or we can jog this. Even if you're walking it, you can go fast. It's up to you. You can hold on to something for balance if you need it. But if this is easy, go ahead and do the hop. Good. Now go other side. Here we go. Walking version. Or the running version. Or the hopping version, I should say. Good. Balance left, chest press. Here we go. Go quickly if you can. Good. 20 more seconds, and then we're pushing it overhead. Woo. My poor MCT oil is getting all shaken up. Hopefully you're not using pop because it's not good for you, but also you don't want to shake up pop. Okay, balance right, pressing overhead. Here we go. All right. Good job. Hopefully this isn't terribly challenging. This is still our warm-up. Five seconds. Good. Done with that. Go ahead and put those down. Okay. So now, for the next series, we're going to do a little bit of a dragon pose into some trunk rotation. So we've done all of these before, but just as a reminder, dragon pose can be done on the ground. You can also do this standing up. So you're supporting your arms, so you're not that far into your range of motion. And we'll be doing some rotation here. Okay, so I'm going to show you on the ground. And we're going to do it here, and this is going to be in a flow-based format. Okay, so we're going to go into the position. We'll pause for a breath, maybe two. We'll come up into the rotation, breath or two, and then we'll come back down and switch to the other side. We're going to end up doing 5 rounds on each leg, so let's get started. Okay, dragon first is in that position where your knee is over, the front knee is over your ankle, that shin is vertical, and my hips are dropping down toward the ground as far as I can. So we're going to be here for 1, 2, and 3. Rotate up. Bring the hand down. Rotate up. We're going to do this 5 times. Head down. And up. And down. Let's do 2 more. And up. And down. 1 more. Keep those hips down if you can. And down. Switch legs. So you're always going to do the hand of the front leg. So my left leg is front. So I'm going to float my left one skyward. And down. There's one. Here's two. Three. Four. And five. We're going to do that one more time each side. Good. Right leg comes up. Right arm comes to the ceiling. There's one. And two. Three. Four. And five. Good. Switch sides. Turn you a little bit so you can see me from the front. Okay. Float up. And down. Here's two. Three. Four. And five. Very good. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do is a little bit of skill work on the front end. And this is another flow from the hollow hold. Then we're going to come up into the start of a handstand. You're probably going, wait a second, what? So I'm going to show you the sitting version first. So you can do this in a chair or off of a box or the side of an ottoman, anything like that. But it's just a matter of going from a little bit of an abdominal contraction to your body being shaped kind of like a C, and then going forward into weight bearing through the arms. And it doesn't have to be all the way up into a handstand. This is just getting the flow of movement, okay? So from a sitting position, you're gonna be on the edge of your chair. And forgive me, this is a rocking chair, so I'm gonna kind of fly right out of here. And so in this position, you're gonna wanna lean back, but not touch the backrest, okay? And so from here, we're gonna try to have our arms up, and we're gonna try to have our feet off the ground. This would be tough. This is even tougher. So we're gonna go from the hollow hold into a forward lean on the hands. Then we're gonna come back to a hollow hold, whichever position you want, to leaning forward, getting weight through the hands. Okay, and we're just gonna have you slowly flow into that at your own pace. We're gonna do that for 1 minute. For somebody who would like a little bit more challenging position, then you would do this on the floor. Okay, and that will look like so. Okay, we're gonna start in a hollow hold. Okay, and in this position, if you want the semi-hard one, it's just lifting the top. If you want the hard one, it's lifting both. And then you come forward, which we've done, into on the hands, into the hands. And if you wanted, you can kick up into your handstand from there, okay? But we're gonna try to flow all of that together here for 1 solid minute, okay? So I'm gonna set the timer here. And we're gonna go for 1 minute straight of just flowing between that hollow hold, whichever version of that you can do, into a handstand, okay? Or into just weight bearing through the arms. Do the best you can. We're gonna go for a minute. Starting here in 5 seconds, okay? Do the best you can. I'm gonna go this way so you can see me a little bit better, okay? Hollow hold. I gotta get all the way through here. Hollow hold. As you can see, I need some work on that handstand. Hollow hold. This is just working on some new skills. Remember, these aren't We don't want to force anything. Just trying to work on new movement. Okay, good. So just something new to try. Okay, all right. So now let's talk about our workout for the day. All right, so this is going to be 50 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. And we're gonna do 5 different movements. We're gonna repeat that 3 rounds. All right, so that means we got some work to do. All right, so, but I love that. There's nothing better than putting in good work. Okay, so the first movement we're going to do is a kettlebell swing. Now you can do this multiple different ways. If you have a kettlebell, great. If you don't, that's completely fine. Go grab either a bag or the towel we've been working on, and you're going to have weight in the towel, or like I said, in the bag. And so what you're going to do from there, just setting up our timer here, is you're going to hinge at the hips to really make sure you are doing this correctly. Okay, this is really important as you do this movement, because we want to make sure, as we said before, the range of motion, or excuse me, the load is in our hips, not in your back. So I'm going to actually use a kettlebell today. So when we do a kettlebell swing, it is the top hip hinge of a deadlift, which we've been working on in these videos before. So in this movement, you're going to have the weight hanging or holding in front of you like this. Okay, and again, remember, you can fold the towel around some books, some cans, whatever you want. Just make sure you wrap it and seal it really well so that as you start to move that, they don't come out of the seam or the fold. Okay, and so from there, you're going to hinge at the hips, driving your bum behind you and bringing the weight between your legs. In order to get the weight to come forward, all you do is drive your hips forward, and then the weight will just rise with the momentum, and you catch it back. The back will stay straight the whole time. It's just not vertical in this position, but it's still straight. All the motion is done more so in a horizontal fashion for today, forward and backward at the pelvis. Okay, a couple tricks to watch. At the top, make sure you're not overextending, causing your back to extend and lose stability, and then therefore take load. We don't want that. At the top, you should feel your kneecaps rise, because our legs are straightening and our butt is squeezing through, but our ribs are staying down. If your ribs come up, that's a good indicator that we've lost spinal stability. Okay, so that is the first movement. It is a kettlebell swing. It'll look like this. Okay, so that's the kettlebell swing. From there, we have a single arm row. So you're going to take whatever weight you have, whether it's you're going to grab your towel, or whether you're going to grab a weight, or you're going to grab the bag or the backpack handle, whatever you're using, and we're going to actually have you do a bent over row. Okay, from the side, your back is straight, but again, not vertical, and you're bringing that arm right to your side, squeezing your shoulder blade preferably first to create that primary engine activation, followed by secondary. Okay. From there, we're going to go to the kettlebell deadlift, which is exactly similar to the swing. We're just not going to create the power on this one. We're going to go for more control. But the same movement applies. Our hips come straight back. The weight is just now translating into more of a vertical force with the weight, but our hips are still doing a little more horizontal action. So hips are back. In order to get the weight to come up, we just bring our hips through, keeping the ribs down, butt squeezed. Next one is a single arm row on the other side. And then lastly, we're going to do a goblet squat where we're going to hold on to the weight at chest level. Something like this. Elbows are going to be down and underneath the weight. We want our forearms as vertical as we can get them in this position. Okay? So we've done our squats before. Now variations on that for the kettlebell swing is number 1, make your swing super small. You can also change the weight that you're using on this, especially if you're first starting out. But kettlebell swings are kind of interesting. If you don't have something to push against with the hips, sometimes it actually can be more awkward. Thank you, Boozer. That's Boozer, by the way. And so if you don't have something, sometimes the kettlebell swing can actually be more difficult. So don't hesitate to play with that a little bit. We have 3 rounds here to go. Then with the single arm row, if you need to, holding on to something for a little bit of balance and stability, like a counterweight for your arm, is totally fine. If you want to make it a little bit more difficult at the core, not doing that and just having to stabilize with your body is the more difficult version there. All right, from there, the kettlebell deadlift. Again, making sure you can do the full range of motion, keeping the weight into the hips and pelvis and the glutes and hamstrings. But if you're feeling it in your back, you need to either change the weight, change your technique, or maybe change the depth, because you might not have sufficient range of motion yet to get to that position for a full range of motion of a deadlift. Then we talked about the single arm row. We're doing that just on the other side. And then the goblet squat. We've done so many variations of squats here. You can do sit to stand. If you're going to hold any weight, you would just hold it at your chest with those vertical forearms if possible. You can also change the depth of your doing with your air squat there. And of course, you can change the weight that you're using. Okay? So I'm probably going to go a little bit slower today because my weight's going to be up. This is a 35-pound kettlebell. So don't feel like you need to slow down and stay with me, depending upon your skill level and the resistance that you're using. All right? So we should be ready to go. First thing we're going to start is that kettlebell swing. It's 50 seconds long, okay? You'd be surprised. That's a long time to do swings for. So hang with me. We can do it. All right, 50 seconds. We're going to go right on the clock. There's no warm-up here. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and go. Okay. Go ahead and go. You guys should be swinging, not waiting for me. All right. Keep that swing going. Squeeze the glutes every single time. This is almost like a jump, but you're not leaving the ground. It's an explosive-based movement, though, similar to that power explosion, that load and explode. I'm going to try to swing and turn at the same time. So see my hips come back, my butt squeezes and comes through. Good, 15 seconds. After this, we've got the single arm rows. We're going to go right arm first. 3 seconds. Good. 10-second break. Single arm rows on the right. During these breaks, actually take them today. Okay. All right, here we go. From the side, squeeze those blades. Pack and then pull. That's what we call this. Pack the shoulder blade and then pull it up. Pack it, pull it. Okay? Do the best you can. Pack it and pull. Pack it and pull. Pack and pull. Big break there. All right, after this 10-second break, deadlift is next. This is my favorite movement, probably known to man. Incredibly powerful. All right. You guys know, you've been following along. I'm still recovering, rehabbing this hip a little bit. And I tell you, lifting and using this movement of the deadlift has been, by far, the most important part of my rehab and my recovery. Really loads the posterior chain, provides that hip a great deal of stability, and when you're walking funny, man, does it stabilize your pelvis so you're not tweaking your back. So this deadlift, when done correctly, is amazing for you. 2 seconds. All right, take a break. We've got one arm rows on the left. Okay? I always regret wearing a sweatshirt and a hat. Here we go. Single arm on the left. Do what's right for you. Obviously, you can see today, 35 pounds, a little on the heavy side. This is normally what I do for strength, not necessarily for cardiorespiratory intervals. But challenges are what changes you, right? This is good. 15 seconds. Break in there. I gotta get one more. Goblet squats are next. All right, everybody. So holding it here. Air squats, sit to stands, whatever you need. Here we go. Okay. Remember, knees are outside of our feet. Feet are pointing straight ahead. Hips are coming backwards. "25 seconds. That means we're over halfway done. Keep those knees out. Good job, 10 seconds. After this, we get a little bit of a break. We get 1 minute off. One minute break. All right, you're gonna hear 2 beeps in here. Walk, grab some water, grab some air. We're gonna start back with the kettlebell swing on the next beep. About 45 seconds away. So catch your breath. Isn't this amazing how difficult this can be if you're using a little bit of weight? And this is about 5 by 5 square, right? I'm not really moving my feet a whole ton, but using this type of resistance is what stresses that cardiorespiratory system, not to mention your muscular system as well. So it's a lot of bang for your buck, okay? Hopefully you guys have figured out getting a little bit of extra resistance in there, a little bit extra weight. We have 15 seconds, 10 seconds now, starting in kettlebell swings. Okay, 5 seconds, 3, 2, here we go. Squeeze those glutes, keep those ribs down, drive the hips through, but don't arch the back. Sorry, that was extra bonus apparently. Here we go. Come on, guys. You got this. I know we can do it. Come on, over halfway. Good. Straighten those legs, rib down, drive the hips forward and through. Squeeze your glutes together. Here we go, come on, keep breathing. 10 seconds. I know it's hard. 5 seconds, come on. Here it is. Take a break. 10 seconds, catch your breath. Rows on the right. Whatever you've got. Good job. Pack and pull. Pack the shoulder blades and pull. Ooh. Here we go, here we go. 10-ish seconds. Here we go. Ooh, that is getting hard. Come on, one more. All right, kettlebell deadlift next. Give the arms a break. Okay. Straight from the side so you can really see how my back stays straight. My butt's way behind me, okay, versus my feet. My arms, if they were to hang down, hang right on the top of my toes. 10 seconds. Sit back into that back pocket. Good. Break. And rows on the left. And then after this, we have goblet squats. Okay? Here we go. Rows left. Here we go. Row, row, row. Do what you can. This is the time for the rows, but it doesn't have to be straight through, obviously. If you can keep going, go for it. Sweating in the basement. I don't know about you. Hope you're sweating wherever you are. I like to make sure I do them correctly. If you start to see me getting all twerky with it, that's not good. All right, 10 seconds, and then we got goblet squat. I'll step back so you can see my frame. See how my elbows are right underneath my hands, as close as I can get them. Really kind of hugging that weight. Therefore, my hands don't have to do a whole ton. Okay. "20 seconds to go. And then we get a minute off. 10 seconds. It's actually a 1 and 10 second break. Hopefully you're doing great. You shouldn't feel anything in the back here. Maybe just a little bit of warmth. Don't mind that. Maybe a little bit of warmth, but you don't want the major fatigue to be happening in your back. You should feel this in your glutes and your hamstrings. That's where you want it to be. That aspect of your posterior chain. Not necessarily feeling pain in the low back. Okay, so if you're feeling that, let me know in our coaching calls. We can do actually the movement together via video. That's no problem at all. Okay? On here, thinking about that belly breathing. Hopefully my chest isn't going up too much. It's a little hard to talk and breathe during these, but I like the challenge, right? So as we're going along, check your belly breathing. See if you can control your nervous system and see if you can calm your breath. 10 more seconds. The sooner you control your breath, the sooner you control your heartbeat, the sooner you have greater output and control of your whole body. 2, 1, we got swings. Here we go. Swing, swings. Seconds, 25 seconds, halfway. Squeeze the butt, drive the hips forward, hamstrings. Feel this in that backside. You should also feel your arches being created here, your feet grabbing the floor, creating that nice alignment of the legs. 5 seconds. Get it, good job. Rowing on the right next. Let the grip go. Right arm rows. I'll catch up to you. I promise. 30 seconds. Get some more in if you can. But I gotta have good form. I don't want to just muscle it up there. We want to have good form, good technique. Proximal engine first, secondary engine second. Ugh. Reps are starting to get bad. Here we go. Come on, one more, guys. After this, we have deadlift. 3 more exercises. Deadlift, row on the left, and then we have our goblet squats. Okay. Here we go, everybody. Hamstrings and glutes. Hamstrings and glutes. Drive them through. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Pull it up right there. Never think about pulling the weight up. Think about pulling the butt through. Okay? The weight just follows. But you never want to move top down on a deadlift. You want to drive bottom up. Just like you were trying to throw the floor into the basement if I had a second basement. 10 seconds. Legs go first. Legs go first. Good. Rowing left. 10 seconds. Yeehaw! We'll take them in sets of 5, I think, I guess. You do what's right for you, though. 25 seconds, halfway. After this, we have goblet squats, and we're out of this part. Here we go. Come on. Pack and pull, pack and pull. Okay, goblet squats are last. Elbows are tucked underneath, hands are over, almost like you're doing this in your positioning. Here we go. Go down as deep as is comfortable. Even if it's there, I don't care. Even if it's here. I don't care. Whatever you can do at this phase. Okay? Pick what is right for you. Remember, drive away from the floor. Don't think about standing up. Think about driving away from the floor. Like you're going to explode. Just like the space shuttle off of a launch pad. It's not pulled up, it's pushed up. So drive your legs into the ground just like you were about to explode. 5 seconds. 2, 1, good. Oh, you did it. All right, meet me on the ground. We're gonna end a little bit on our back with some core work. Okay? All right, on our back, feet bent, feet on the floor. Touch base with that diaphragm breathing. So tummy rises, chest stays still. Calm that down just a little bit. But when you're ready, hands float up to the sky. And if you've been able to, legs float up to the sky. If you need to, keep your left leg down. We're going to take left hand, right leg, and we're going to do 10 slow. If you can, keep both legs up. Here we go. There's 1. Keep the back from moving. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now same side, fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10. Hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it to back. Rest if you need to. All right, we're going to be moving left leg, right arm. So if you need to keep right leg down, go ahead and do so. If you can bring it up, bring it up. Okay? We're going to go 10 slow. 1, 2, 3. I'll show you up here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 fast. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, bring it back in. All right, the evilness is over. If you like, for those of you working on your handstand progressions, you have a minute total to get as of today, okay? So a minute total, whether that's just weight bearing on a stool or a chair, and just getting a little bit of used to your shoulders having to take some of the weight of your body, to being up with your feet on the wall like we've demonstrated before. Or if you're good enough to just do a straight handstand and hold that for a minute total, maybe in spurts of 10 seconds, whatever you can do, it's up to you, but that's your challenge for today. All right, we love you more than you know. Have a great day.